I state emphatically that this recording will not cure you of anything. It's not intended to take the place of a psychiatrist or a psychoanalyst or a psychologist. It likewise promises only that it will help normal people make fuller use of their personalities. The recording tells you everything you need to know. Merely take your record player and the record into a quiet room where you can be alone for at least an hour. Then turn on the recording and begin to follow its instructions immediately. You can't try just a piece of the recording and expect to obtain results. Either you should become a student from the first experience with the record when you still don't even know the method, or study the method in full. You need the method from beginning to end, to experience it from beginning to end, if it's to have any meaning to you. You can't learn this method intellectually. It's a process of emotional learning. You must try the full recording before you can understand it. And like everything else in life, the results will be in exact proportion to the sincerity and diligence with which you approach your task. The record is not intended for amusement or entertainment. It was recorded with the cooperation of individuals who knew nothing at all and were experiencing the method for the first time. The three subjects who were in the studio at the time of the recording, all of them were, of course, normal people. They wanted the method as a tool to make the most of their personalities. You may need some time to get acquainted with the method, since some people learn more slowly than others. However, if you try it faithfully for a while and still have difficulty, I'll be most happy to hear from you, and I'll try to give you some more detailed instructions. So, good luck with the great adventure of exploring your larger self.
Beware, your brain may no longer be the boss. If you are beginning to doubt what I'm saying, you are probably hallucinating. Listen carefully.
No one knows very much about what we call the subconscious or unconscious mind. We do know that it is incalculably powerful. Powerful, and can solve our problems if we go about using it the right way. And the best way is to hold in your conscious mind, restricted on the motion picture screen of your mind.
Told the Pentagon, put a Cinnabon in Iran. What did I get? A stupid orange-tinted fuck. ODing on the trap music enema. I've given up. About to take this Drake poster and pin it up. Live it up. Live your best life, as the kids say. Do a 10-day cleanse, get to Little Kim's weight. Or don't. Hey, I'm not your fucking sensei. None of this is gonna matter when China invades. Say goodbye to your friends, give your kids kisses. Eat 100 McChickens if your sick wishes. Warren, do some really abhorrent shit. When's the last time you think Sid Vicious did dishes? We all wanna die with our heart attached. You won't find a lost artifact in a Target bag. But come on, get a job, how hard is that? You're kinda old for a martyr act starter pack. She doesn't wanna let classes define her, or dad to remind her he's paying for her Amex charges. Stop oppressing her, she's an artist. She's a graphic designer for plastic vaginas. If I'm not tripping on that, why are they? A Roth IRA with my entire pay for a year isn't worth wishing I would die all day. Line me up in the firing squad, fire away. The whole situation is a train wreck, moving forward at a breakneck pace. It's a safe bet. We haven't seen the impact of having an economy based on kids chasing internet fame yet. Are you sick of talking about race yet? We haven't begun to complain yet. Wait till your DNA gets Neuralinked and you're extinct. Unless you agree to receive SpaceX brain text. We're all floating in the same boat. But thanks to your inspirational quote, despite my past, despite my present, I now know that I can reach to the heavens and never give up. Be who I wanna be, reach for the sky, achieve my goals, outwork everyone, have no fear, exist in the moment, live, laugh, love, and
getting down on themselves, and they don't have as much money, and they don't have, things aren't going so good and stuff. And so just want to let you know that, you're nothing special. We're all just sort of standing around going, what the hell is all this thing? I just want you to know, you're all alone. All doing the same thing. So, you're not special. So, just get over it. Just, some cookies. And, I'm not drinking, buddy. Just smile at yourself. And then, you might want to use a mirror to help yourself. So, that's what I'm saying. Just, I think you're stupid. Whatever. Just go, okay, well, that's it. And then just go find something to make yourself happy anyway. Like, I watch people play accordion. You're like, that doesn't seem interesting. That's actually crazy. There's some pretty good accordion players out there. That's what I'm saying. Stand your eyes, go do something. Go find some stuff, dude. That's it. That's just that. Just do stuff and just be happy anyway. Bye.
The youth's betrayers choose to layer detached aloof disclaimers while passing themselves off as some kind of universal truth purveyor. A huge conveyor belt moves the fruits of labor down the assembly line as the assembled gentry find themselves resigned to the role of the curmudgeonly amusing neighbor, admonishing their spawn to get off the lawn, hoping the court might defend their Fourth Reich if they keep flipping the porch light off and on. Sending out an SOS, begging us save our ship, and we'll dip into our treasure chest and resume spending on your never-ending pleasure quest. Shopping for devil's bargains in the unsettled margins, a bad purchase. In the blast furnace of a black mass service, the metal hardens into an unwitting gun spitting from a U-shaped barrel, radiating toothpaste to make the baby-making youth base sterile, increasing value for the shareholders who were scared sober by the care culture of a bunch of pretty preening hair combers. All the clouds are turning green, the sky is sick and I'm not sleeping over anymore until you keep me like your sacred ashes, make me into paper weapons. In my head I know
can be of service during their visit. I think the boys and girls would like it if you would come with us while we visit the ghost land. I'd love to. Where are you going first? Oh. Is something wrong? The witches have been giving her a rough time again. They're trying to get her to cast evil spells and make brews and things like that. And they always make fun of her. Oh, how terrible.
I love spending money. I enjoy using my money. I enjoy using my money to help myself. I'm free to do whatever I want. I enjoy using my money. I love spending money. Financially prosperous people are attracted to me and want to be around me. The most financially prosperous people admire me, and they should admire me.
You can have every single thing that money can buy, or you can have an empire reach into the sky. And then one day you'll get all sick and die, and you won't even know it. You can smile like some kind of smiley Steve, and charm the shit out of everybody that you meet. And everyone will talk shit about you when you leave, and you won't even know it. No one cares, no one cares. They're trying way too fucking hard, no one cares. People are just out here trying to handle their affairs. Man, life's way too short. Don't put so much pressure on yourself. No one cares, no one cares. Everybody gets caught falling on the stairs. People are too busy drowning in their own despair. Look, you're trying way too hard. No one's paying that much attention. We're hurling through space on a sped up flight, but there's no real reason to get uptight. I stepped outside for a head up fight with a blackbird singing in the dead of night. I took a break from working on my 4-track mix to throw my enemies in the Sorlac pit. You better steer clear of where my warpath is. There's nothing but death in my Rorschach quiz, so don't start. Stop instead, as it's often said. Don't try to catch me asleep, I am not in bed. Rotten dead flowers in their centerpiece, so I waste no energy chopping bread with the talking heads, hurling cannonballs from the op-ed fortress. Computers map the future as drop-dead gorgeous. The potheads' portraits, thunder an opinion under the dominion of hotheads' warships. I told the press I will not debate Watergate. The talking heads are just too much to tolerate. I've got followers to indoctrinate. We must copulate, there's a planet to populate. Lift yourself to inhuman dominance. Exude a confidence to improve your compliments. Brand yourself for your future audience. Take martial arts, learn to do karate kicks, cause you can have long money and short sight, and eat well but not hold your fork right. Tough guy, don't hurry to abort life, because you once won a sword fight playing Fortnite. You didn't even Snopes your facts, so dead it. Check WebMD, ask a medic. These dragon energy pills act to get all my synapses shredded when I wax poetic like this.
They respect me, they obey me, they love me, I am their king. And when I parade up and down the street, they watch me and
You
cheer
can
me.
have every single thing that money can buy, or you can have an empire reach into the sky. And then one day you'll get all sick and die, and you won't even know it. You can smile like some kind of smiley Steve, and charm the shit out of everybody that you meet. And everyone will talk shit about you when you leave, and you won't even know it.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could, for example, have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time. Or any length of time you wanted to have. And you would naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure. See? And after several nights of 75 years of total pleasure each, you would say, well, that was pretty great. But now let's have a surprise. Let's have a dream which isn't under control. Well, something is going to happen to me that I don't know what it's going to be. And you would dig that and come out of that and say, wow, that was a close shave, wasn't it? Then you would get more and more adventurous, and you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now. Dream the dream of living the life that you are actually living today.
I let the sun inside them, but it's on the dark side. I lay the time when I get tired, and then sweating too. Art is a subtle time. I need so done. Once but it's the way that I can tell. Why won't you like my streaming? Post my steps inside the door,
The cherished thoughts of careless tots, paradoxes thrilling. But for pimply-faced teens, the empty space seems a lot to fill in. Our Lazarus-like protagonist decides he no longer will inhabit his elaborate disguise. The atom shift into cavernous divides, dismissed as minimal with cynical, passionless asides. Past and flat, sterile dots and dashes wrapped in plastic wrap, mimicked in an academic detachment that's annoying as hell. Spiraling clocks, inspiring thoughts, firing shots, avoiding the shells. The riot outside the bars rages. We can't take this noise in the cells, so we escape our cages to poison the wells from which we drink, knowing the risks we think are worth taking. The shaman's common, his revelation isn't earth-shaking. Like he thinks we've heard it all before. All the doors of perception are guarded by the dogs of war. So save it, the pavement isn't shaking beneath our feet, the throne's vacant. The abdicated kings need our seats to use as cover as my elusive muses mutter desperately. Please rescue me from my abusive lover. Just ask and I'll come running, but don't pray for old songs. It's been great for so long. Isn't the sun stunning? Look at the blood running, turning the rivers red. All the kids are dead, lured into houses of gingerbread.
That would be within the infinite multiplicity of choices you would have. Playing that you weren't God. Because the whole nature of the God, according to this idea, is to play that he's not. The first thing he says to himself is, man, get lost. Because he gives himself away. The nature of love is self-abandonment, not clinging to oneself. Throwing yourself out, as in, for example, in basketball, you're always getting rid of the ball. You say to the other fellow, have a ball. See? And that keeps things moving. That's the nature of life. So in this idea, then, everybody is fundamentally the ultimate reality. Not God in a politically kingly sense, but God in the sense of being the self, a deep down basic whatever there is. And you're all that. Only you're pretending you're not. Only you're pretending you're not.
Can you see me? Well, I'm glad because I can't see you too well because it's dark down there. But I have an idea. I have a song that has a lot of colors in it. And I'll be able to get to see you better if you do what the song says to do with the colors.
had birds' heads, hawks' heads, bending over the baby, weaving a web of threads about it.
The pretty sweet strawberries all are easy pickings. They taste of a confident, scholarly conviction. She grew up in church but feels called to be a Wiccan. We're on a mission for the best Polynesian chicken. In the streets walking for days upon days, where all the one-way signs face the wrong way. Swallowing ash in the haze of Pompeii, plotting conflicts from adjacent conclaves. The blonde slaves do the bidding of the blonde beast. The bugs crawl in the glow of the bomb's peace. Until we're silenced, the violence will not cease. We'll conspire over fryers full of hot grease. The proletariat throw the lariat around the python. Python stole the chariot and took Midas's gold to bury it. He said, if you love it so much, go and marry it.
Swimming, the drift, the sucking water, the blinding light above and behind was on a gleam.
The pretty
before
sweet
in the throat of the
strawberries all are
darkness.
easy pickings. They taste of a confident, scholarly conviction. She grew up in church but feels called to be a Wiccan. We're on a mission for the best Polynesian chicken. In the streets walking for nights upon nights, pulling out the long knives on sight. There's no question of where we stand or why we're still standing. We barely can. Our legs have given out. We're too exhausted. Some kept sane, a few just lost it. A ragtag bunch of abusive sophists. A few true believers, a few agnostics, conspiring over rifles firing. Hirelings retiring to the tire swing. We don't find the whole mind control plebeian, Promethean fire thing inspiring. Save the empowering, flowery language. Put sour cream on my hourly anguish. We have no choice. The cowering changed us. We have no voice. How are we saying this? Hard to say from far away. The artists say you have to build a kiln to bake a heart of clay. The proletariat throw the lariat around the python. Python stole the chariot and took Midas's gold to bury it. He said if you love it so much, go and marry it.
More like a great man, holding the sun in his hand. Their mind think the words the most, but no one knows. Only the shining and the power, the terror, the burning fire covered her over. Is she great, hot mother? She was so good and lovely. If you're good, nothing will hurt you. What did she think? She loved.
I used to have a sinewy, wiry bod, but I acquired an odd taste for beer. I shaped the fear into wasted years while admiring God in the firing squad. Tucker is fapping in heaven, fapping and fapping in heaven, packing his weapon, encircling odd times with chalk lines while rapping in 7. They don't know art, but they know the gram. Getting exposure, promote the brand. Supplies increase with no demand. Surprise MCs rap about soda cans. Angry, overweight Yoda fans. Exploding vans at Star Wars premieres will implore your peers to absorb your tears to their morbid cheers. The fall of man was all a scam. Alex Jones saw the plans. The fascist cabal practiced Kabbalah with the Tupac hologram. Will the Lord receive us when the cyber wars delete us? If we don't support a Jesus who sacrifices immigrant children to an aborted fetus? Hearts of heart and stone praise the meanness of the stable genius, the smartest garden gnome in the retarded home. Oops, maybe that makes me like him. I couldn't choose a worse device to convey the rights of sentiment, but I reserve the right to creative license. They told Q-Tip don't say the ears. They told me not to be political. But it's okay to be motivational, so don't give up until you reach the pinnacle.
Here at Corp, we consider you family. In these unprecedented times, we pledge to stand by you and your family like family. As part of the Corp Family Satisfaction Guarantee, we pledge to deliver an unparalleled satisfaction experience with our top-rated, best-in-class satisfaction technicians trained in giving you our 5-star rated family satisfaction experience. At Corp, we take pride in putting our family first and family. With our reliable and trustworthy, award-winning service guarantee, you and your family will be safe in family. Our pledge to family safeness is guaranteed in these unprecedented times. With your family and as family, we pledge to you to provide award-winning customer family satisfaction pledge. Please hold, and one of our award-winning family service technicians will be with you in approximately 2 hours. Thank you for your patience and being part of our award-winning, best-in-class, 5-star rated, customer satisfaction rating, family guaranteed service family.
Prodding, crying, service, providing. I get it. Every fucking thing. Leave me alone. Miss me with all that faux corporate sincerity. I don't care how much of your profits go to charity. And don't play me 1 millisecond of some hipster's hilariously ironic trap music parody. What you're insinuating's not what you are to me. There's no secret gardening deep beneath your artistry. The past is irrelevant, the future's too far to see. There's way too much Cardi B hardening my arteries. I don't need a cosign, I need someone who can make the connection on my phone line to the most high, less lo-fi. He made me nice lyrically, but I get sick of hearing me talking to myself when I need some alone time. When I was a sophomore, porn was a lot more softcore. Is that the freedom our troops in the Iraq War got shot for? The director should have thought more about how to move the plot forward. This soundtrack is terrible. Give me the fucking aux cord. Drafting the future for a few cents of blueprint. A new sense of nuisance. An amusing amusement. My instruments tuned in a confusing attunement. Caught the fumes. Now I don't know where my thought balloon went. What am I thinking? Why did I think it would turn out really different than this? When I know it's the same thing every time. I swing and I miss. I need a softball. 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 I need something I can hit. Something I can really knock out of the park. The set, the pitch to work. Prodding, crying, service, denying. I get it. Miss me with all that faux corporate sincerity. It's obvious at this point you're not fucking hearing me. I'm not trying to go in the direction you're steering me. Your whole fucking culture's so saccharine and syrupy. Leave me alone and I'll leave you alone, and then we'll both leave each other completely fucking alone. Yes, can you go ahead and push a little harder, honey? I have a business meeting in 1 hour. We really need to get this over with. Oh, come on. It's not that bad. You can't be serious.
Push down again. Come on, push down.
Just get him out. Come on. Oh, there he is. Okay, good job. Good job. Now, hand me the baby, please. I want to talk to him before I go. Now, don't cry, son. Please just get away. We'll cut the cord in a minute, okay? Just calm down. Son, there's something I want to talk to you about. All this crying isn't going to help you in the world, okay? You can't drink mommy's amniotic fluid forever. You're gonna have to learn to be self-sufficient, okay? These nurses, these doctors, they can't help you. This world is a cruel, cruel place. And all these communists, liberals, they think that the government's gonna help you, okay? okay? But it's not. It's gonna make you weak. You have to use your own industriousness. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. They want to make a slave of you. A slave to the state. But we are not slaves in this family, okay? We're individuals. Rugged individuals.
Hey, pretty baby.
Hey, child.
I think it's time you learn to tie your shoe.
You're gonna have to fend for yourself.
It's a dog-eat-dog world, baby.
It's tough out there.
And you can win or you can lose.
Don't be a loser.
No one out here's going to hold your hand.
Nope.
There's one thing you need to understand. There's no participation, no participation trophies. There's no participation, no participation trophies. There's no participation, no participation trophies. There's no participation, no participation trophies.
I wonder what the M. Night Shyamalan twist in the bottle be. If the nanny state won't bottle feed and coddle me. My boss says they got an open door policy, but when I gotta beat, they just fall asleep. The Bible says don't practice idolatry, but the money says in God we trust, and I gotta eat. The monarchy owes me an apology. I've never won the lottery in all my bloody years in the colony. The Kremlin emblem on this referendum ought to be enough to leave us trembling inland. Honestly, they'll use the Bill of Rights as kindling. Meanwhile, Lil Wayne looks like a gremlin. Isn't anybody bothered by this? Oh, is Bono even on no flight list? We're singing lullabies to our traumatized kids as junior highs have ballooned to high homicide risks. It's like we keep singing the same chorus. Didn't anybody think and pray for us? Thoughts and prayers couldn't overcome the Islamic invaders. Hillary Clinton's demonic purveyors wanna make our kids read Qurans in their daycares. The Democrats hate Trump, they don't play fair. Did you even know if you order the gray chair next day air, you can get a child sex slave off of Wayfair? Hey, whose fucking mom is this? Someone give her a ride to the pharmacist. An anonymous source says I'm the most dominant postmodernist artisan Spartacus.
This is the generation that has been raised to worship at the altars of sophistication, culture, and education. They have been led to believe that veneer of intellectualism is the passport to success. But this is the generation that has seen these gods fail.
This one's called the myth of the self-made man. I'm a self-made man. I spotted a gap in the market through the fissure in my morality. A self-made man, a bullshit merchant, a shit goer, an alchemical homunculus, constructed with the blood and sweat of working men and the bones of third world children. My white dream palace is swept clean on the hopes of migrant families, their dinghies tipping in the wash of playboy parties on my yacht washed up on the beaches soon for girls. In the half-light of the city night, my silver shadow flits. Between the Michelin stars beside me sits my self-made wife of silicone and blonde highlights, date stamped with prenup shelf life. As arse of cow fills feet of crow, permatan skin stretches tight, and age can't touch me now. Because I buy myself time, because I buy myself love, but ultimately, always, by myself. You're fired. Self-made man. Self-made man. The 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 self-made man. Made man. I'm a self-made man. The self-made man. The self-made man. I'm a self-made man. The self-made man. Myth of the self-made man. I'm a self-made man. The self-made man. Made man. I'm a self-made man.
He had a poet's ear for the music of words, and all of his favorite phrases seemed to have a musical cadence. He never said anything the simple way. He found great fun in just pronouncing certain words. He was mean. He was vulgar and boorish. The character he portrayed was a composite of all human weaknesses. He invented his own form of profanity.
Tally me banana, Mr. Tallyman. Farid Zarqawi and every Wahhabite Saudi man in the Taliban probably can spell better than everybody at the Trump rally can. Hey, who's afraid of a few grenades? I threw the shade. No ifs, ands, or buts, or excuses made. Johnny Cochran came to the Juice's aid. No one gave him a trophy or a huge parade. No one cares, we don't need another hero. You can cure cancer without chemo, and we go neato. Amigo, please show decency. No one needs to see your burrito in a Speedo. Show some modesty. Hey, honestly, we don't gotta see you pop, lock, and eat erotically when you water ski. Someone tell Socrates he doesn't have to fuck all the Greek goddesses in the Odyssey. You gotta dial it back in the age of Me Too. Find someone that you can settle down with. Be true. So what if she's a Hebrew and you're a Scientologist? Don't let your love of Xenu come between you. Life's too short, thick as Shorty is. So what if she's 19 and you're 40-ish? The statutorious rapist in the Matrix. You, sir, are the dorkiest Morpheus. And not to humble brag, but I too have enough cool uncle swag to make you wanna gag. I got the Xbox controller with the rumble pack, and the TV in the garage with the punching bag. What a time to be alive in America. Breaking down all these borders and barriers. My cell phone carrier shows 400 hot singles with malaria in my area. Fila, Reebok, Nike, Adidas. Stop acting like a fucking elitist. You won't join us, maybe you can beat us if you pray to Republican Jesus. You and Clem and Claude and Cletus can save every unborn fetus. You can be the messiahs to lead us to the promised land, to the promised land. Fila, Reebok, Nike, Adidas. Stop acting like a fucking elitist. You won't join us, maybe you can beat us if you pray to Republican Jesus. You and Clem and Claude and Cletus can save every unborn fetus. You can be the messiahs to lead us to the promised land, to the promised land.
Until writing was invented, man lived in acoustic space. Boundless, directionless, horizonless, in the dark of the mind, in the world of emotion, by primordial intuition, by terror. Speech is a social chart of this ball.
wrong.
No.
Do I look like a sane person to you? Let me tell you the story. People killed. When I moved into the neighborhood, I heard these silly stories about ghosts and such, but I'm a reasonable guy and I don't believe it. Anyway, one night I was presence in the room. I can't describe it any more clearly than that. A presence. I couldn't see it. The curtains were blowing, but the windows were closed. I went to sleep, not thinking anything unusual had happened. Suddenly, I was awakened by this horrible smell of vinegar and decay of some sort, I don't know what. I looked at the foot of my bed. Something that had curdled my blood, Sam. His body was peculiar and had no substance. It commenced to grow. I couldn't fathom at first. It was like an echoey, distant sound to it, mysterious. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? What do you want? What do you want?
Most intelligent inhabitants of that future world won't be men or monkeys. They'll be machines, the remote descendants of today's computers. Now, the present-day electronic brains are complete morons, but this will not be true in another generation. They will start to think, and eventually they will completely outthink their makers.
Carbon dating shows the jaded gnomes stayed at home playing 16-bit Sega tones through their megaphones. I'm in a translucent sphere with my music peers. I talk deeply rooted views and fears, but I'm too sincere. We'll spend our whole lives toiling, but why? Poisonous gamma rays are boiling the sky. The who, what, where, and when we're spoiling the why. Then we all got radiation poisoning and died. But it was spontaneous, not a planned grift. Too many heroic stances to stand with. The message got lost in the transcript. The Takashi little Xandrip was eating up the bandwidth. The L7 sell heaven to the undervoted. We ate till our stomachs bloated, then the sun exploded. All transmissions come encoded, so you can post that your precious gun is loaded if you want it noted. I never fell for the exploding tuba prank. I'm bringing back 2008, so do the plank. Breathe through a scuba tank and listen to some hoopa stank. The battle is waiting for a catalyst, but the entire dialectic is feeling fascistish. It's hard to know how to start a flow with the proper acid lip tacitness for the masochist. We're hurling through space on a sped up flight, but there's no real reason to get uptight. I stepped outside for a head up fight with the blackbird singing in the dead of night. We're hurling through space on a sped up flight, but there's no real reason to get uptight. I stepped outside for a head up fight with the blackbird singing in the dead of night.
I want to talk to you about this because the theory of relativity is to space travel what geography is to the exploration of the globe. Listen carefully, because Einstein's theory contradicts common sense. It will sound to you crazy. And if it does not sound to you crazy, that is a sure sign that you have not started to understand what we are talking about.
Let's begin by realizing what is happening.
Dimensionally sucking the essence of our youth.
A plan and system. There have been two great struggles.
Possessed by an off-world entity.
Human history. Methodically developing. Good and evil.
Aliens, metaphysical, religion.
The homes of Switzerland.
The elite.
Individualism and collective. Plan to cancel the old existing currency.
Secrets of the universe.
Universal medium of exchange.
Big war trying to, basically destroy humanity.
The world system. Power-seeking criminals.
Secret breeding program.
Control. Number system.
Superhuman.
Run by computer.
6 families.
Under central control.
Track everybody.
Tyrannical power. The world church. Juggernaut type of vehicle.
Wicked seances.
The world control of military might.
Great
crime and all of the forces of the world educational system. Collectivism.
The media, the liberals.
Karl Marx. A world bank. Tyranny.
Channeling.
Manifesto.
All this weird-ass crap.
Marxists.
Okay, biometrics.
Grocery health insurance.
Okay, world government.
Socialized medicine.
Okay, atomic weapons. Technology from a freaking other dimension.
He lobs a fiction grenade and sits in the shade while you and him toil, thinking no man could program computers this loyal. The Feudalist spoils go to winners. Know the sinners who excavate caps of aluminum foil from humanist soil. Sandwiching their love of bootlicking and hand-kissing between crypto grand wizard clan wisdom and legends of rugged individualist ambition. On some grand mission to write history's greatest masterpiece of patriotic fan fiction. The flames temper the embers, congealing the sin. The forbidden fruits of hidden truths revealing within. Peeling the thin curtain back, unearthing facts about treasonous cliques of secret elites with chameleon skin. Deplorable profits spraying absorbable toxic waste into the mind of the times through the orbital sockets, shaping and forming the optics with only the unimportable promise of more assorted affordable objects. Numbing the pain of market shocks with catharsis shots, administered in a dark twist not by doctors, but documentaries that cynically chart the rot of civilization, tracing every unavailable parking spot to some kind of interdimensional demonic Marxist plot.
The intelligent skeptic and the conspiracy theorist start from the very same place, with an awareness that things may well not be what they seem. This is no sign of madness or delusion. The conspiracy theorist sees skullduggery everywhere. Their default position is that everyone must be a liar and simply everything is a cover-up. One often feels empowered and superior to all those who still blindly trust in the status quo. They, the idiots, may well think the rocket went to the moon, but we know the whole thing was filmed in a downtown studio. We, unlike the stuck-up professors, know the elderly rich man was in truth a sexual predator.
Strange words, they're in your head, rolling around and eating away what's left of you. If you know what's best for you, you'll hurry up and find something else they like to chew. You're running out of time to save your mind. The you we all once knew is getting harder and harder to find. Come back to us now. Come back to us now. Now.
Our perspectives, our fundamental notions about what life is about, which influence us more strongly than most people realize. Ideas of the world and of what makes sense altogether. And these basic ideas I call myth, not using the word myth to mean simply something untrue, but to use the word myth in a more powerful sense. A myth is an image, in terms of which we try to make sense of the world, 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 of the world.
I say after it was done? What could I say to you, crouched in the lead, crying? There are no words. What could I say? You were smiling before, but passion chases even smiles away. And even when it's done, even afterward, nothing's ever settled by the act. You go to sleep in your own private little world, and I drift off to mine. Only the passion eased, only the moment filled. It's as though there was something way off beyond that nobody even knows about yet.
One of the days at a time, waiting on me a little. One to need, one to not. If I could take them all, a feast of feasts in my mind. It comes as no surprise. If I could take them all, leisurely invited.
The nerves and flesh go by shadow-like, the limbs and lives shadow-like. These shadows remain. These shadows to whom temples, to whom churches, to whom labors and wars, visions and dreams are dedicated.
Sing to me, dead of night. Blackbird, cast your whisper. Say it again sometime. The facets of the vision. A feast of beats in my mind. It comes as no surprise. If I could take them all, leisurely invited.
Your head isn't a place you get to live for free. You'll pay in sugar skulls and rare caterpillars. I spent years building her a go-kart track. She rode it once and shrugged. I used to get so frustrated, spending the entire day in the backyard killing snakes, thinking I was keeping her safe. And then she'd just go out and wrap them around her finger. There were other girls, but they had such severe beauty. All jagged lines. She was more like a cartoon bear or something.
It is to exhaust your critical thinking and to annihilate the truth. Far right-wing Republicans began their strategy to remake their party and to ultimately gain one-party rule. This push to the right was intentional. It was thoroughly planned and executed on a very large scale. In fact, it was a vast right-wing conspiracy. The first part of their strategy was to influence public opinion through the media about the media. Thus began first alternative facts, beginning with the complaint that the mainstream corporate media was liberal. By repeating this complaint often and loudly, they were able to create American distrust against the mainstream corporate media. Sound familiar? So, my dad, who had once been so open of all people, became someone who bombarded us with every racist, anti-illegal immigrant, the world is coming to an end because of Democrats, email there was. One day, I started noticing the same things my dad would say, repeated word for word, among a few friends and relatives of mine. It was kind of like Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
You're angrily launching seek and destroy droids into the noise void to kill libs and sensitive soy boys. You hate being targeted by test-marketed synthetic joy ploys? Well, doy. Hey, nobody feels any differently. You're not the only piccolo in the symphony. Everybody thought maybe Oswald didn't kill Kennedy. You didn't have some great big epiphany. Your activism got lost in masochism when you took a wrong turn at the cataclysm. You wandered deep in the tall-grown weeds where all roads lead to right-wing fanaticism. You had a soul thus easily led down rabbit holes into subterranean tunnels. Your curiosity made you prone to get lost in these awesomely arcane alien puzzles. You might have picked up on the trick if they made it obvious, but they were being subtle. Now you sincerely believe you're speaking your mind, but your mind's just there, you're being muzzled. They performed alchemy on your malady and made gold from you feeling lonely inside. Now you go around letting everyone know the secret you found, chest swollen with pride. You thought you excavated a hidden boat. You hoisted up your own flag. It didn't float. They got you hoping the forbidden hope. You devoted yourself to getting woke, then you didn't vote. You just checked your inner compass and sailed north. Gale force winds forging your trail's course, allegedly manifesting your destiny. A frail corpse beholding a pale horse. In your head where the tyranny's formed, and the children of fear will be born. The brainchild of the rain clouds appear in these storms of conspiracy porn. You better stay at a safe distance. You never know which way the fate's twisting. When we turn the sound up on your sage wisdom, we hear you being ground up in the great distance of the machine that harnessed the rage and discovered the means to smother your dreams with tales that answered, what does it mean, with scary stories of government schemes. You didn't figure out any great secret, but you're being made to believe it. You're bursting into flames inside. Maybe there's still time to save your mind.
One day, I started noticing the same things my dad would say, repeated word for
The maggots and worms are squirming through your soul. The fire inside you is burning to a coal. You find no peace in the cyclone's teeth, so you take to Facebook and turn into a troll.
We're living in the age of rain, where they'll give you the shovel to dig your own grave.
The maggots and worms are squirming through your soul. The fire inside you is burning to a coal. You find no peace in the cyclone's teeth, so you take to IG and turn into a troll.
We're living in the age of rain, where they'll sell you the pieces to build your own cave.
The maggots and worms are squirming through your soul. The fire inside you is burning to a coal. You find no peace in the cyclone's teeth, so you take to Twitter and turn into a troll.
We're living